Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya! Hi, and good morning, and welcome to Philly Hot Radio. My name is Showtime the Hype Man. We are broadcasting live on the YouTube channel. Welcome to Philly Hot Radio. I want to thank Sandra Davis for tuning in. For those who are watching us, we're about to get started. It's important that for those who are about to watch us to want to go live stream, you can go to www.philly Hot Radio. For those who like to look us, we definitely on YouTube channel. For those who want to go on the YouTube channel, we are definitely broadcasting live on the YouTube channel. Good morning. Sorry we had I'm late today, but because I had some obligation to do with my financially, but I made it here today because I am committed. This is show is we. This is a show for all of us. Not that I got a show. We got a show live here every day, Monday to Friday. Showtime the Hype Man we have built a show together. This is a we show. It's for the community. It's for those who are watching me worldwide. We got a brand new show that's here every morning from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. But for those who know that I had a difficult time getting here today because I had some obligation. But also, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl last night. It was I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was part of a showcase last night, and the showcase was a positive impact with young new talent that I got a chance. I'm going to give I Theodore Radio a shout out. Also, I'm going to give Scarful a shout out as me and him host along with Strong Jewel last night on her platform. And Showtime the Hype Man gave it his best. I want to thank Scarful for doing what he did, and he had to leave a little early because he had other obligations to do, and along with me, but I stayed for the whole show. And I met a lot of new young talent last night. So I'm going to give a shout out to AJ Brown. I'm going to give a shout out to Bride Dividing. I'm going to give a shout out to Trice, Miss Allure, Norney, Powerful, Q Hayes Balls. I want to give Stephanie, Sean Darling. So these are the young stars that I picked out the bunch yesterday. But Q Hayes, he got a song that I like, talking about that pretty Corvette. Then he talked about the way I love money. I want to get some more money. That was a hot track. Also, I want to thank Stephanie last night, where she had went back into the 90s last night, and I really loved her song and her instruments that was off the chain, where she played on the platform, the 4-page letter. That is an R&B song, but she redid the song again. So I want to give Stephanie an outstanding shout out. Also, Sean Dollars. He did a song yesterday, Red Light, and I Ain't Looking Back. And when I heard that song, it really touched Showtime the Hype Man. It was just so many young talent last night that I was truly blessed, from Seattle, Washington, Dallas, Texas, Oregon. We had people from Kentucky, people from New Orleans last night was on that show. I want to give Strong Joan a shout out. She is definitely working hard, building her platform, but Showtime the Hype Man have his own platform. It's Philly Hot Radio. You know I gave Philly Hot Radio a shout out last night, and I'm looking for these new artists. Also, Kevin Cowden, he was on the show last night, and this lady, Miss Orlean, her song, and she had an outfit on that she made, was outstanding. So I want to thank all the artists that participated in this show. I am so grateful for the show last night that Showtime the Hype Man was a host along with Scarfo. Oh man, and I just want to thank Strong Jewel for giving me an opportunity on her platform last night. And this amazing young talent And everything went well last night. Even in spite of the Super Bowl, I think everybody was watching us study the Super Bowl because I have never saw so many people participate our show last night that we participate. So I want to give I Thought on Radio along with Scarful show and along with Philly Hott Radio was on the plat. We did an outstanding job last night. It was a team effort, even though Strong Joy hosts the show, but she allowed Showtime the Hype Man be him like I always do. And I gave out some good advice to some of the young artists, those who like to get in contests, that want to be singers, for those who want to be on the stage or those who want to get in this business. When you on the camera on Zoom or anywhere, always make sure that you put on your Sunday best or even try to dial yourself up. And Strong Jewel came behind me and told her that was a good pointer, what I said about some of the young talent, where no one talks about the dressing, putting on a little bit of makeup, or having their hair done a little bit. So it's important that we do the little things. And in spite of that, we looked at the background. We were judging the background yesterday. We was judging, see what people put work into this show. So the next show for the next 3 months, when Strong Jewel put it all together again for the next 3 months, that the participating make sure that they're going to step their game up, because a couple of artists they was coming up with new ideas. They was being creative live on this set. And that's what we look for. We look for creating yesterday. And some of the artists, boy, Q, that boy, he was funny. He was smiling. He was having fun. It was just so many of them having fun last night. And I want to thank Strong Jewel for giving me an opportunity on her platform last night, and her radio show and her organization. So Showtime the Hype Man want to thank her organization, her staff, her team, all that put everything together for a successful show yesterday. And I also want to thank another co-host, Scarful, was there last night. So I'm hoping that the presentation that I presented myself last night, I hope that somebody like a big sponsor or someone saw what we did last night to give us a budget or revenue to support us for the next 3 months so we can do a bigger show and give our artists even more if they do what we say do as marketing this show in this event. We know that it can be bigger. We know that we can go higher than what we did last night, but we did it. It was a successful show last night where the participating. I want to give all the artists that participate last night outstanding job, and along with everybody else that participate. We was in a fight with the Super Bowl, and for me, a football player, I don't know what my little sister did, but she got me away from the Super Bowl, and I wouldn't do that for anybody else. So that means that she means a lot to me, that I took off my Super Bowl and I couldn't even eat my Super Bowl. My wife made me some hot turkey wings where I had a nice salad, but my grandson came home and he ate all my turkey wings last night. That was for me. And them turkey wings, boy, if you never had hot turkey wings, it is a very, very delicate, nice thing to have when you when you invited someone over your house to participate in football gatherings. So I want to thank the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for winning the Super Bowl. I want to thank the GOAT, Tom Brady, have showed that it's not about your age, it's about the gift, and you work hard. And that's why I'm here today at this radio station. I'm here every day to learn how to be a host, to how to be a judge, how to participate in other people's events. This is a we show. This is not about Showtime the Hype Man. This is the show for everybody. This is our show. It's not mine. Philly Hott Radio. Hello? Philly Hott Radio. So that was another caller calling in. So I just want to reach out and thank all the participators that performed last night. I'm looking forward to doing some big stuff with them, and I hope that y'all keep supporting Strong Jewel Show, Iron Theodore and radio station. Continue to push her. Hope she helps me out to push my radio show, because we have to do, those who have other shows, it's important that we help each other and market each other's stuff. Marketing is a key platform for anyone that be in the radio business, anyone that want to open up new stores, anyone that wants to build something. It's important that we market and help each other. And I told my graphic designer, if you're gonna make a flyer for me and I'm telling the show is Thursday, then it is not giving me enough time to market. We have to give it enough time to push the event. I've been around shows. I'm not gonna tell you my age, but I've been around shows a long time, and I have been a promoter for a long time, like doing events and doing shows, doing the street hustle. And I see the new generation that comes on my show on Philly Hott Radio. I make flyers up for them, but they don't put it out there. They don't promote it. But then they come to my show and they wonder why nobody called them up, because you haven't done any marketing. And where I don't know your fans, I don't know your friends, I don't know, because none of us have made it yet. So we have a lot of work in front of us. It's important that none of us have made it yet. So it's important that we market ourselves and get a name out there. And once you get a name, you still got to work hard to keep your name out there and keep going, and hoping that you get some phone calls on the next level of people seeing that you have a great concept and they see structure. Structures are very important for anything you do. For those who want to get in business, those who want to get into acting, those who want to get in clothesline, photographer, video cameras, those who want to do their own live stream show, it's important that you have structure. Structure is one of the biggest key for any artist, for anybody doing anything. If you don't have structure, you will have failure and everything will fold up. And also you have to have positive people along with you. It's too many people that are mentally scarred. Then they want to come into your organization with all this other crazy stuff and wonder why we see that we're not growing, because some people are mentally starved and don't even know it, they mentally starved. And it bothers me where we're seeing so many people have for years have carried mentally starved in their spirit, and then everything they do is always somebody else's fault. We got to know that when you put a team together, you got to get a team of people that are spiritually connected to God. And a lot of people say they know God. A lot of people say that they know the other way, or they know about God. They got verses. And then we see too many people take the religion platform to a whole new level. Then they sit there and judge other people when they do something wrong. But we never know that if you point the finger at somebody else, you better learn how to point the finger back at you. We have to learn how to not bring a disease and spread it among different people. And I have watched how we treat each other. I have watched how we always destroy things, and we have never come together. Last night, I have saw that if you stick together, and we put a show together last night, with the Super Bowl was on. I did a show last night, live on Zoom, and it was successful. And for those who know, all you gotta do is look at the views. The views don't lie. So we're building something that's very powerful. And I'm part of 2 live stream radio shows that are prospering. And Showtime the Hype Man is going with the young talent, going with the young way, going with the young technology, going with the young photographer person, going with the young graphic designer, going because I saw that the young people today are tired of the old way when we have never learned how to develop it. So because I have a young spirit and I have a new way of things, how things should go, and because of the new technology, I am going with the new technology. And because it might seem hard for me, because I have to learn how to do it. See, nothing is hard for me when I never learned how to do it. So it's important for me that anything that I do, anything that it might seem hard, that's what I want to learn. For those who are quitters, those who are complainers, those who are always picking everybody apart but never put themselves apart up, you better look in the mirror. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hott Radio. I got a morning show, and it's important for me to keep doing what I'm doing every day from Monday to Friday.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man morning show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhottradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.
See ya. My name is Showtime the Hype Man. That's right. We got a radio show. And it's important that I do the we thing because most of us always do the I this, I that, then you'll find yourself I by myself. I want to do a we thing. This radio show is based on the audience and the fans and those who watch this show. I have learned that it's important that I reach out to my audience and know that this is your show. And for those who are watching me for the first time and those who maybe scroll down and because they think that I'm doing I'm doing something different. This is a part that I understand to have people skills, where I am reaching out for the audience to reach back out to me. I got a phone line that is open up right now. For those who maybe want to call me up, you can give me a call right now at 484-477-6348. Repeat, you can call me live on the radio station right now at 484-477-6348. We got a brand new radio show. We bring in brand new staff. We're going to be changing the radio station a little bit in a better room, in a positive room, upset. So when those who come to visit us, that they'll be comfortable live on the show. Also, we're going to be doing live entertainment on the show. And it's important for those who are watching me. I got one of the biggest platforms in Philadelphia, where during the COVID-19, where most people can't do what I do, we can play music for new artists, not rappers, and everybody want to rap. But what we are doing, we're developing, and I like rap, because Q, the boss, this brother down Atlanta, then I had a brother last night perform down Detroit. I'm going to be bringing new artists from Atlanta, New Orleans, from Detroit, only because I went on that show last night on a big platform last night, only because the Strong Jewel has allowed me to come on her platform to co-host one of her shows last night, along with Scarfo. And when I was talking to Scarfo Digital Radio Station, where I've been doing this show for 18, 19 months now, where some of the Philadelphia artists, all of them think they stars and celebrities, where I know that I'm well liked in the city of Philadelphia. No problem with that. No, I know that I'm well liked. And I have developed a platform and build something on this radio station along with Dr. Rock on Saturday on Philly Hott Radio, Whistle While You Work. But Monday to Friday, I have a new show. And this is a we show. This is the show for all the people that people maybe counted you out. This is the show for those who always got something to say about somebody. This is our show. This is a we show for those people have been underdogs where everybody has count you out. I got a platform for new artists. I got a platform for new artists and actors, singers, those who have opened up business in the community. I want to give a shout out to Soul Food Restaurant on 45 City Line Avenue, right across from Acme and Lord and Tellers. Went there Saturday to give them a support and going to help them out, and that's what I supposed to do. I'm going to give a shout out to Tracy. Tracy, get well because I need you here. I know you home right now. You're probably watching me right now. I want to give a shout out to Eric. I want to give a shout out to Dr. Rock that's with me every Saturday morning. I want to give a shout out to Bite TV. I want to give a shout out to Nova that deals with digital coins. Be here Thursday. I want to give a shout out to Aisha that comes here once in a while on Fridays or every 2 weeks. She'll come here and do her thing, talk to Isha. I want to give a shout out to Sharon Pierce that's been supporting me. I want to give a shout out to Wanda Johnson. I want to give a shout out to Rhea Grant that helps me out when I needed some inspiration. I want to give a shout out to Sharif that's here, the cousin Buzzy Cuz thing that's Friday night from 6 to 8 on Philly Hott Radio. I want to give a shout out to Platinum Entertainment, Billy Ingram. I want to give a shout out to Janelle Morgan, my sister that deals behind the scene with Platinum Entertainment. I want to give a shout out to them. I want to give a shout out to OP Production that deals with all the entertainment. Also, he's a booking agent that's moving up the ladder because of what's going on with the COVID-19. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hott Radio.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhottradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya!
That's right. We are broadcasting live on the YouTube channel. And we are broadcasting live on Facebook, Showtime the Hype Man Facebook page, along with Instagram. For those, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about a little bit about politics. We're going to talk about the murder rate across this city and other cities. We're going to talk about the COVID-19 with vaccines where mostly the Afro-Americans, some people just waiting for the other COVID vaccine to come in. And it's important that we pay a close attention. Also, if you have teenage children that goes to college or maybe go to parties and they feel that they don't need to be masks on, you have to have your masks on because some of the children going out there, you have older adults that you can bring the COVID-19 inside that maybe affect your grandmother or affect somebody elderly that's in your house. But because we're not, I was watching a cartoon with Michael Jackson. Somebody did a thing with Michael Jackson, say wear your mask. I think it was Beat It, but it was coming with an introduction about wearing your mask. We are seeing that mostly people still think that they don't believe that the COVID-19 is for real. 485,000 people died. That's real. I'm going to say that again for those who are watching me. 485,000 people have passed away because of this COVID-19. And it's something that we as people should take serious every day. And we have lost some friends during the COVID-19 in 2020 are not here in the 21. Also, we're seeing people with prostate cancer that are dying. We're seeing people with breast cancer are still dying. We're seeing diabetes, people that had diabetes and got a little taste of the COVID-19 and it affect their body and their immune system. We're seeing children where they are being effective and never understand why they're getting sick. We're seeing so many things are going on in our lifetime that we never saw before. but we're dealing with health. And health is the first priority, not hating on somebody, not having grudges about somebody. Health is the number one thing that should we be focusing on. Besides, we all need extra money. For those who are watching Showtime the Hype Man, and those who maybe have never got tested or maybe even got a Vaseline, then you have majority of young folks still don't believe that the COVID-19, and then you'll be amazed that the drugs and the street drugs that's out here in the street are killing our own people by street drugs dealers. I know that drug dealing is a way of making money. And I know that we don't put a gun to make somebody come buy it. But it has been affecting our community for the last 60 years. Selling poison to our sisters and our brothers, even though they get addicted in their immune system and they get caught up like any other addiction, like gambling, sex addiction, a stealing addiction. It is so many elements that the body and the mind has faced. And I was at the barbershop where I get my hair cut, and I still get haircuts. Not every week, but I do get haircuts. Where was a guy said that in prison where he said that when he went to jail, and he said, I don't like living with a bunch of men. So what I learned how to do, I live to do the right thing so I can stay out here. And there's so many young brothers in penitentiary right now doing life in jail by putting themselves in the wrong position or putting themselves in that quick second. Now they're doing life in prison at the age of 16 years old. And I know a couple of friends right now have been in jail for 40 years, ever since they've been in teenage. And because we have never created an affair where our community deserve to have outlook places for our young generation to go to. And because we don't have an outlet or somewhere for the young men and the young women, when I was younger, I would leave high school and stumble downtown at 13th and Market in City in Center City at the Pop Pool Hall, down at the Pop Pool Hall, right where today's man was down there, Boys was down there. We had some clothes stores was down there. When I was coming up, that was the thing for me, being with people in the city where we'll go out and try to hustle to make some money course of that day. And at that time, I knew that the school system was failing us then in the 80s. And it started in the 70s, early 70s, where they started taking out trades out of our high schools and started taking, every year they started taking more out of the public school system in the city of Philadelphia. I hope I'm not saying nothing that Facebook will cut me off because I'm talking about crisis in our own community. And I want to make sure that what I say, it's not valid, because some of the elected officials will call Facebook, say that I said something about them when I'm only talking about building and helping the community that I come from. And so we're going to get into, this is a we show. And the only way that we can be successful, that the callers call in. This is our show. And you can call up, maybe somebody going through something, maybe just want to call Showtime my Hype Man, or maybe their son is going through something, or maybe a mother is going through something, have nobody to talk to, because we are fear and afraid to communicate to each other. We're afraid to talk to each other, but we always sit there and not learn how to help each other. And it's nonsense. I was watching 2 movies yesterday where blacks And when I was watching the Rosa Parks story yesterday, and where how she was a strong woman, and how she fought even to get registered, they were denying her to register to vote. Then I was watching my sister that just passed away, the Queen, Henry Pittman story, where she lived 110 in that movie part, and where a New York Times magazine came down there where she lived at, where how we was just mistreated for so long. And now we're doing the same thing to each other, hatefulness and grudges. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. Morning show, we here.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya!
So we're going to get back into the show. I want to talk about, we're seeing where Joe Biden and Harris in this week that they're going to be pushing for the stimulus money, for the unemployment package. Also, what they're fighting over, where you may be making $150,000 a year, some people making, and they feel that some of the Congress and some of the Republican parties and them or trying to twinkle it down to maybe if you make $75,000 a year and down, should deserve to get the $400 stimulus money package, and also every other thing. Also, they got inside the budget $15 minimum wage across the board. I want to hear my audience input for those who are watching me on Philly Hot Radio, Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show. For those who like to call in and talk about this package stimulus deal, even though we had two packages and that money went quick, the $600 one was the first one, and I think the $1,200 one was the first one, and then the other administrator did the second one with $600, even though we all in a bad situation. The people are behind a mortgage, their car notes, jobs are losing so many jobs out there where companies feel that they probably never will come back. So I want to hear your impact. For those who like to call the radio station to talk to Showtime the Hype Man, and what is your input about this budget that Joe Biden promised us? Also, up there on the boulevard, that Mabrisco's is closing down, and I heard there's over 600 jobs that has going to be closing down. I don't know that they're taking the company to China or whatever they taking it at. I'm not sure. Just like Tasty Cake left the city of Philadelphia. Also, for those who live around in North Philadelphia, when you see all these factories where it used to be jobs, where some of the elected officials have made agreement to go somewhere cheap, to have cheap labor, but what they did was they took jobs because we was organizing unions in some of these jobs to get decent wage, but some of the corporate people have got a contract and paid some of these senators some of these money and some of these Congress to help them to get their company over to another country and get it for cheap labor. But what happened, it tears down the community, and now the community is suffering when they pinned on a job or a tax where this company was getting tax money for the city of Philadelphia, where this will help to put revenue into the city of Philadelphia. And once they did that, we saw the schools was going down. When you don't have enough tax coming out, federal tax or state tax or city tax coming in revenue, something has to go. But what they did, they focused more on the black community and allowing some of these schools to go run down to the ground. We also see, because of the COVID-19, and I want to thank the School District Philadelphia President Union, made the safety for the teachers, because do not put a teacher in a bad environment. Even though our children in the schools have, since last year, has not been open. So it's important. What is your opinion where teachers supposed to go back to school today, but because of the president of their local union stood hand to hand to make sure that he represent the teachers, to make sure. I know that some of the parents are maybe mad because they're paying extremely expensive daycare. It costs a lot of money for daycare, because I'm doing it now with my grandson while schools are out, and it does cost money. But because I love my grandson, the money don't mean nothing to me when it comes to good education, and also putting them in a good school that's closer to me and home in the district where I live at, out there where I live at. So we want to hear your input about what has been going on and where's the money, where we're not getting the revenue to build our community, to help our schools in our district. I say our district. This is a we radio station for all people. I want to thank Donald, a good friend of mine I grew up with. Also, he had raised his son. I saw when he was raising his young son, and at the time when he was working for the city, and he was doing a great job as a father. And we used to talk about what we used to do with our child support when we was paying big time child support out of check. I did the same thing. But look at us now, Donald. We are child support free, and we are working hard and still giving our children the same love we gave them when they first came out their mother's womb. So I want to thank Donald, did a great job with his children, with his son, and I'm still seeing the bond that him and his son have showed on Facebook. So we do recognize, I need to recognize men that still have relationship with their children. So we were talking about the stimulus check, where this week they're going to put it into action because March is right around the corner. And we don't want them to do the same thing they did when Donald Trump, the former president, was in, when they stalled for the last date to pass the bill. Then a lot of people got backed up and pinned on that. It's like a person at work every week. When you pinned on that check every week from your job, or those who get paid every 2 weeks, it's not the people's fault because the job was cut off because of the COVID-19 and some of the business and what is going on. So it's not all your fault. But for those who like to call the radio station, you can call up this radio station right now. This is a we station for all those who like to call in. I came in today because I love my audience, and I sure love what I'm doing on Philly Hott Radio.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime, the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhottradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya!
All right, we are live on Philly Hott Radio Morning Show. We got a radio show, but my name is Showtime the Hype Man. We're trying to build this radio station up, but it's all of our show. Only way I can be successful that my friends and my family members and those who live around the world to participate in this show. We're going to talk about what has been also been going on in the city of Philadelphia. For those who are watching me around the world, this radio station is in Philadelphia, PA. And we are still struggling with death and murder in the city that I love. We are seeing an outrageous murder count already. And we just begun this year in 2021. And if I'm not predicted, I saw a billboard on the expressway this morning where 62 murders already passing last year early on murder rate already in the city of Philadelphia. Also 2,106 people, the count, if I'm not sure, that people that have been shot and victimized, not murdered, but shot at, where the shootings are still going on in the city. And we just hired a new commissioner from Portland where I guess she only can do so much. And I'm hoping the best for her to give her a chance, and I'm hoping that her union and her officers and everybody will rally behind her to help her out. Also, I want to thank the city council people and the mayor of the city of Philadelphia, that I want to thank all our elected officials and them, where they're trying to engage, and I believe they probably can't do as much, but they're doing the best that they can do. So I want to give a shout out to all our elected officials. Those who are spiritual advisors and those who religion background, I want to give you a shout out. Keep our city in prayer and other cities in prayer for those who are religion believers and believe that their prayer does work. So I made a suggestion, and I have reached out to some of the elected officials, and I guess because early on that I was coming out kind of hard with some of the elected officials, and maybe I heard it myself or maybe I didn't, but I took that chance as me being a risk taker, speaking out against some of the elected officials in the city of Philadelphia, and I feel that I have seen that some of them are willing to roll up their sleeve and work, and I have seen some of them just lay back and just wait, and then they'll come out like groundhogs when they think the TV camera there. But I'm not bashing an elected official. That's not my job to do that. That is your job to do during election time when it's time to re-elect some of our elected officials. I think that is the community job. I think that those who really view their elected official that represent them in their district and who you voted for, that is not my job. My job is to keep praising them and hope the better for them. And I hope that some of the elected officials have a change of heart along with me to come on my radio show to talk about the plan and what they're doing for their community. So my door is open for some of the elected officials that maybe heard some things about what I said about them on Facebook Live. At the time, I was angry because I'm seeing the way that we are getting shortchanged. But when you speak the truth, sometimes people not really they looking at what you said, but not looking at the concept, what I was sharing about at the time early on when I was speaking against the some of the elected officials. But I want to deeply not apologize to them, but I just want to say that forgive. And I hope that someone forgive me and hope we can build a relationship and start a new path and development, because I'm willing to fight to save the children of the city of Philadelphia. I know that some of the elected officials not going to agree with me because I'm not a puppet, and I don't have a problem following the way, but because I was built in this, I just want to do right and ask some of the elected officials forgive me, and not that I'm apologizing, but let's start over again and start a whole new slate. And then some of the new elected officials and get a chance to meet who I am, because I do have some experience, and it comes with experience that I do have. So we're going to move on from that. I also want to talk about entertainment, where most of people that work every day, and maybe we're not seeing a lot of places that have opened up. I saw that roller skating has opened up, and I'm seeing that some of the people that grew up and still like roller skating, and I want to give my man Joe Bryan, I see he went out back to the skating ring, not to put his name out there, I just want to make that clear, but I have seen where people are going back out roller skating. Also, I saw another friend of mine, they are bowling. So we want to give you some activities for those who just sitting home, and I like to give you another new way of activities that you can do because of the COVID-19, that bowling alleys are open. You can also go roller skating for those who maybe think they can't roller skate, or maybe you're afraid because of your safety. But skating and bowling is another activity to keep you young and fresh. And also it allows you, if you're in a relationship, that instead of sitting home drinking a cooler and watching the TV screen and flipping your cable or your wall fire all day long. So these are new things that you can do. Also, I'm going to start doing more stuff with my grandson as things open up. When the weather breaks, we're going to go to Washington, where the half of y'all maybe have never been inside the White House. And then also where President Obama built a whole new memorial where you can go and see the history of black folks in this country. Um, for those who maybe never been to Harrisburg before, maybe one day one of your state reps, you can have a trip to ride to Harrisburg if you're not doing nothing. Maybe one of your state legislators be willing to walk you around Harrisburg and do a tour in Harrisburg. You'll be surprised that half of my audience and those who are watching me have never been in City Hall, not to go to court, or maybe you got married license. Also, I want to give a shout out to Tracy Gordon. I've been watching her and how she has been engaging with her community along with her position in the city of Philadelphia. So I want to give her a shout out. Maybe certain things that she might have heard what people say. They say stay away from him. I'm not a bad person for those who are elected officials and those who work for elected officials. I don't know what you heard about me. Get a chance to know Showtime the Hype Man before what you hear all that gossip. I haven't done nothing but spoke out and maybe shine a light on some things that we're seeing with some of the elected officials. I never said that all of them was bad. I just thought that it was time for some new. I'm going to give a shout out to Omar Sabreb, the new commissioner in the city of Philadelphia, when he had a Zoom meeting talking about looking for new political people to learn how to run for office. That is a good thing that he's doing. I want to thank our new commissioner that is working hard behind the scene every day to show that he's going to make sure that he didn't get elected just for the title. He got elected to make a change as a commissioner. And the same thing with Tracy Gordon is doing. She didn't want to just get it for just for her position. She does it to make a change. So I want to give all the shout out for those who are in it to make a change and a different why they are in position, and that's why we voted. Also, they was talking more about how some of the judges, where we've been having judges that were dealing with some of our community cases, where some of the judges have never been in our environment, have never been in our situation, and have never dealt with what we go through as raising children in a poor community, and mom that maybe was on welfare all her life, or maybe the father was on drug, or the father been in and out of prison, and we don't know how that affects the children and their behaviors of dealing with schools, dealing with different environments. I just want to, hoping that where Brother Omar is doing and educating us more when it comes to electing judges in our community, and understanding that because a young man go in front of you, and because the crime and the thing that he might have done, we don't know their pattern, and we don't look into their lifestyle. We don't look into he was raised maybe by his mother or maybe raised by his grandparents. What that does to the victim of a child. And because of some of the prison has become a business where mostly people are invested in prison, and what they're doing in certain these counties and some of these outskirts where they maybe have an inside job with some of the judges maybe of giving maximum cases to the brown people, and we are seeing that brown people are getting maximum prison time system. We're going to be talking more about that, but I have to make sure that what I say, that I do not get cut off by Facebook, because Facebook have policies that I must obey. So I have to do a little more research before we get into talking about the prison system and how so many blacks has been affected since the 70s all the way up at this present time right now. So before I get into that, I want to do a little more research about that, because I'm on this radio show. It's important that I speak the facts, the truth for my audience. So that's very important. So for those who like to call me up, you can call up on Philly Hot Radio. We are broadcast live. My name is Showtime the Hype Man. So we are here.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime, the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hot Radio. Callers, call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya!
That's right. We are broadcasting live. I'm going to be here to 12:30 today because I got here a little late. And I'm hoping that those who are watching me, this is a we show. This show is about us. It's not about me. It's not about Showtime. I got a platform for all of us. And the only way that this platform can be successful, and that if we help and join in where we have never learned how to help. I'm going to be bringing different types of co-hosts here to help me out. I'm going to be doing different types of things too. I get a better platform. Our Saturday show with Dr. Rock, me and Dr. Rock, that show is doing excellent. And I'm so pleased of the hard work that me and Dr. Rock have done Saturday to build Philly Hot Radio, Whistle While You Work. But I came with an idea that thought that I wanted to do something that was different doing the show Monday to Friday. And it takes a lot to build a radio station, to build an audience. And I'm hoping that I'm being attractive for my listeners, those on Facebook, that maybe you want to tune in and help me. I'm not looking for help in that way, but I just like to hear your comments for those who are watching me. And it feels good to have someone to encourage you, because we have to learn how to encourage each other. And I have read many books that talks about encouraging each other. And it's important that that's what Showtime the Hype Man is trying to do. But also I have to bring facts and truth to you, because I don't want a radio show that we are lying, or we going after people, or we saying things against people. I am trying to build love in my community. And I am trying to do something that had never been done before on a live stream radio show, where it been many people that have been on this radio show, Philly Hot Radio, from when it was down at 2nd and South Street, where they first landed this radio show. And I know that a lot of co-hosts and hosts has came through this radio station. It seemed like those who was there and they left off, and how we gospel where we used to be at when they think they know everything, where we are still growing as a radio station. And because you was there, you left, and you didn't see it didn't work for you, and well, it's a whole new generation coming to this radio station. This radio station ain't going nowhere. I want to thank, I got a chance to talk to Eric today, and gave me some more encouragement what we're doing with the radio station. We're going to move into another space, another area. And for those who maybe haven't been down here yet, the setting is real nice, where if you go to New York City, where you can go in a little room where they inside, where the elevators smell like urine in it, but because they on a mission, they look past the dirt. They'll look past the other stuff. Their job is to build something, and that's what Showtime the Hype Man is doing. I am trying to build something. And I'm hoping those who are watching me around the world, I got one of the hottest new radio shows that is building in Philadelphia by the Muscle. And we're going to be playing new artist music. I'm telling you, last night, I know that black music is going to be all right. We got some new young talent that's working in across this country right now, and even across overseas, that are working right now. Our music is in good hands with the young people. I know that the last 40 years we watch rap music for the last 40 years, and that kept us, but we realized that it hurted some of our children, and our children was dressing, pretending like them, wearing all kinds of color hairs. But I want to thank hip hop and all stars, all the hip hop and those before them that started the mainstream hip hop and took over all the radio stations, all the billboards. I want to salute to the hip hop and all the old school rappers and those who are new school rappers. I met a young brother named Q last night, and he talked about riding that Corvette, and he had some great songs, and I can go on and on. I just saw so much new young talent last night from New Orleans, from South Carolina, from Dallas, Oregon, down in Washington, Virginia. I am blessed that what I saw last night, for those who don't see, you can go on my page, or you can go to Theodore radio station, Strong Jew Radio, for those who are watching me, or you can go to Scarfo Digital Radio Show, where you saw Showtime Saturday live. I was on another show Sunday. I have been busy for the last 2 weeks, and people where I come from still looking at me like I ain't going nowhere. And a lot of us always think that it's money. Money gonna come when you put greatness and you put time in something. I come to this radio station because I'm learning how to master how to speak to the audience. I come to this radio station, I call it the laboratory, where I am trying the best how to present myself and how to talk and bring people into my house where I'm at today. I know that God gave me a gift where most of us have never identified the gift that's inside of us. I found my gift. And I'm in school right now learning. And this is my homework assignment for me. While my grandson is in school, while my wife home working, I'm here for 2.5 hours learning my craft as a radio host. And for those who are in the radio business, and maybe I'm gonna bring Kanji Brown in one day. Hope that she'll come in and sit with me one day to have some fun, because she definitely has a voice and a great personality for radio. So Candy, you are welcome one day to sit with Showtime the Hype Man one day, Monday to Friday, for you to come in one day if you're not doing nothing, to sit in with me, and we can have some fun and get a lot of callers in. That's so on. So doors are open. I have doors open for my friends, that those who maybe never got a chance to even be at a radio station. Just like you got all these record labels say they got a record label, but I can't have a radio show, but everybody else can have something, but we can't have a radio show. See, this is a we show. Why that we can't have a radio station, why everybody else can have a show, but I can't have one? But this ain't my show. This is our show. This show ain't me. It's our show. We got a radio station on Philly Hott Radio Morning Show, along with Showtime the Hype Man, that was born and raised in Philadelphia.
Hi, it's Showtime the Hype Man, Real Joe, Rank, and C.
This is a commercial that I did.
Designer of the Sassy Seat and Sassy Design, a look that is for only you. The Sassy Seat and Sassy is a style that represents the unique fire in you. The burning, the firing flames of colors, a spark, the elegant and classy ladies you are. Specializing in one of a kind is you. You can go to the website, sassy.com, or you can go to email, 7045.
That's right. For those who are looking, I have a platform where I can do live commercials for business people. And anyone that started a business, started a radio station, started a movie career, started an acting career, started a comedian career, anyone that started sports, LeBron James didn't start out playing the NBA. He went through the process from high school straight to the NBA. Kobe Bryant didn't start. He started out as a little kid and he saw what his family and his father were doing, so he took it a chance. My growing up, I didn't have anyone to teach me how to be a carpenter, electrician, a fireman in my family, or a policeman in my family, or a lawyer in my family, or even high education parents. I come from a working hard family. They did it the hard way from the muscle. And I'm doing the only way, the best that I know how to do it is from the muscle. I'm the last of the old tradition where we do things from the muscles, but I'm willing to pull up my sleeve to learn how to do something different and be creative. I'm going to be more creative on this radio show, but this is our show. This is not Showtime the Hype Man's here every day, but this is a we show for all the people that maybe want to be somebody or do something. I want to give you an opportunity to work with me and give you an opportunity here on this radio station. I'm looking for someone to do the controlling, to deal with the system that we have. We have a dynamite system. We had a dynamite sound system. Those who maybe been here, I want to welcome you back. So the doors are open for anyone that's willing to come here and show me your talent. So we're going to be doing a lot of live shows where artists going to do from other cities, going to do a live interview on the set. Also, we're going to try a Zoom thing on this radio station where a big TV and a big monitor where we can do a Zoom with some of the celebrities and some of the stars, and I'm hoping that some of my celebrity stars in the city where I'm living at, but if I have to go to other city to drag other people to come in, that's what I do, because I'm not going nowhere and we are not going nowhere, because this is a we radio station, Philly Hott Radio. We really love our audience. We love our community. This is a new radio show that all about us. This is our show. And I want my audience, I just can't keep expressing that this is our structure. This is something that we can build together. This is something you can feel proud that I helped Philly Hott Radio Morning Show, because he kept talking about we. And a lot of people always want to do the I thing, but it's important for me that we got a radio show. And that's important, that I want my audience, I want those who are watching me around the world on the YouTube channel, those who are watching me on Facebook this afternoon. We got a radio show, and this is a we show. And the only way that we can have a show of our own to talk about topics, to talk about the latest technology, talk about family problems, talk about the crisis or where the schools, and this show is for all of it. Those who are entertainment, those who are singing, those who have children that maybe never had a chance to even talk live. Because I have watched so many young folks when they come on this radio show, and even some of the older people still have not learned how to market their self. We are struggling, and I've been on this show, and it doesn't matter if no one called. This still a good show. So I want those to know that we do have a phone line for those who are listening to me, or maybe that we still are trying, and I'm not preaching to no one, or maybe asking anyone to call the radio station, because our shows are successful because I showed up today, and that's all that mattered to me. So we're about to get ready to close this show. I'm gonna do a selection where those who are listening We're gonna do a selection from my brother. Um, he got a mix. He got a song that a lot of people and women just want to be married or even know the feelings of being married. So we're gonna try this selection before we close. We are broadcast live. My name is Showtime the Hype Man. So what we are doing, we have a new technology. And we have a show and a program where those that want an opportunity, we can play your music. This is a weed radio show for all people. And I want to thank those who have watched me today. That I'm building a show for all of us. Where we need something for us that you can feel good about, that you help build Philly Hott Radio Morning Show. Because I'm Showtime the Hype Man, because I'm every day, but I want to introduce myself to the world. I'm not afraid, and I'm not afraid to take tasks, to take new opportunities, to meet new people. I'm not afraid to walk on a journey. I'm not afraid of success, because success is failure. And for those who may be still scared of success and comfortable being inside a cage where they are familiar with the same check, they are familiar with the same space, they are familiar with the same everything they do. And those who want to survive in 2021, it's about we. And the only way that we going to be successful, that we learn the big word of unity. And for the last 60 years, we have crushed unity. I want to say something to my audience and those who are watching me around the world, broadcast live on the YouTube channel, on Instagram, Facebook. I am going with the new social media. I know that a lot of people are afraid. Oh, I don't do that. I don't take no picture. Oh, I don't want nobody to see me. We got all the excuses why social media is one of the biggest out things ever. You're gonna do it anyway. So I don't care how long it takes. Same thing when cell phones came out. I never get the cell phone. The same thing when cable came out. See, we always wait. And 20 years later, you're gonna get it anyway. Same thing with internet and emails. When we didn't understand about emails, or we didn't understand about the computers when they first came on the scene. But now everybody got a computer in their house. Same thing with cable. The same thing with the telephone. I am going with the new technology because anything that's new, I want to have an ear and I want to listen what is out there. So we're going to be introducing y'all something this Thursday. And we're bringing something live on Philly Hott Radio Morning Show, Showtime the Hype Man. I want to read a quotation to my audience and those who are watching me around the world. Never drop a task until you master it and complete it under the right condition. A lot of us have dropped many tasks that made you stumble into your life because you had a distraction in a relationship. Or maybe we find all kinds of excuses why I dropped this task, that task, and that task. And then because we always want the easy way, we don't want to fight and rumble and tussle and get less sleep. And see, because we are comfortable with the old way of thinking, and when task isn't under the right condition, we want to wait till the right condition. And I was telling someone today, in life, we're going to have some things that's going to happen. And things going to come up. And we're going to have, I don't care how old you are never too late to be created. Stop talking about age. Stop talking about age. Half of y'all sit there pending on a Social Security, pending on a pension, pending on your job. You worked for 30 years and you did not save your money right because you was not taught. You was banking on the credit union or the bank that you feel. You go to the bank to get a 30-year mortgage, but we never learned how to invest money. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on Philly Hot Radio. We got a radio show every Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12. I want to say something and how overcoming obstacles and performing a task without assistance. No one has assisted me how to be a radio personnel. So what I have learned how to overcome the obstacles to do what I do here Monday to Friday, even Saturday, along with my co-host, Dr. Rock, every Saturday morning, we are here. I have reached out to several people and people still looking at what I'm doing wrong, but no one is willing to call or say or give me. So what I did, I'm a risk taker and I'm going to overcome all the obstacles that's in front of Showtime the Hype Man. I know that God got me on the right platform. And the only way that I'm going to master this game, that I stay in this position and come to the laboratory and work every day on my craft and my gift. I may not have an assistant with me right now. I may not have a lot of cheerleader, but I learned how to be my own cheerleader. I learned how to walk by myself. I learned how to drive by myself. I learned how to go to a meeting by myself. I learned how to go into City Hall and walk up the steps by myself. I learned if I wanted to ride to Harrisburg, to the Capitol, I learned how to walk up the steps in the Capitol. If I wanted to get on 95 going south straight to Washington, D.C., I have learned how to walk up to Washington and make all the noise by myself. But because I understand, overcome the obstacles that's in my way. May not be perfect, but I'm on something big. And this is your radio show. This is a we show. And the only way that anybody that starts something, they start at the bottom. I have watched so many people in my culture always looking for to go straight up. And when you go straight up, you come down as fast. So I want to take the long haul. Something as big is about to happen for me. And I'm not going to tell you all my secrets and what is about to happen. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to show up. So we're about to close this we're about to close this show for today. And I just want to thank each and every one of y'all that tuned in to watch me today. foremost, I want to thank God. And how many more minutes I have left? I have 5 minutes. I'm going to talk about talent is not enough. And hard work beats talent. I may not be as the most talented radio host in the city where I love it, but I believe that I'm reaching out with more people in New Orleans, Los Angeles, South Carolina, North Carolina. My hard work's going to beat the talent that y'all think with those who have master documents and all the degrees on their walls. Because of my hustling skills and I practice, my practice will take you as far as you go. And because you don't need natural talent, you just need the ability to believe. And grind hard and work hard and hustle hard. And also I destroy self-doubt. Then I learned how to wake up happy every day. See, when you wake up and you learn how to wake up happy through storms and trials, through sickness, through earthquake, through things maybe seem weary to you, I have learned how to go through and rumble happy. See, how can you win a war when you are frustrated, you're sky high nervous, and you have never learned the art and tools of happiness? And we're going to talk more about that tomorrow. For those who are going to watch and tune in tomorrow, I have learned how to be happy through trials and tribulation. They say, how can you be happy through trials and tribulations? It's easy, my friends. We have never been taught. And when you have a culture that never been taught, you'll go years and years. And I have learned something this week because I prayed and asked God, and God gave me that confirmation this week. For those who know, I'm not a religion guy. I'm a spiritual guy. I don't belong to any religion. I have found that spiritually, it's more better for me than I can be myself without people picking me apart. When you are belonging to, they expect you where the rules and controlling of some of the religion ways that people do things, or for the last 160 years, the way that we feel that a man and woman should act. Bless you. So, it's time for me to go. We're going to play as we go. You know I played my introduction.
Hi, and good morning. This is Showtime the Hype Man Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon on Philly Hott Radio. Call us. Call in at 484-477-6348, or you can go to www.phillyhotradio.com and stream live on YouTube and Facebook Live. See ya.
So we want to thank everybody that tuned in today. My honors. All remember that prayer does work. Continue to believe in yourself. Excuse me, and have self-doubt. That's how you get over the huddle. So we had a great show today. This is our show. This is the We Show. My name is Showtime the Hype Man on the morning show on Philly Hott Radio. See ya.